Hello traders, welcome to the live FXDD webinar here with myself, Chris Svorcik from Elite Currency. Thank you for joining on this 11th of December 2019. We are getting close to the end of this quarter and year, of course, in the 2019 season, let's say, and heading into 2020. What is remaining in these last weeks of this decade, basically? That's going to be discussed in this trading webinar. We have a lot of news events coming up. We have FOMC. I'm not expecting a lot of reaction from this event, but you never know. UK elections tomorrow, 12th of December, of course, could be very impactful, and price could move a lot. If conservatives win, we're expecting pound strength, basically. If there's no clear majority with the conservatives, then pound might weaken, and there could be substantial price action gaps. Volatility is possible, and not only possible, but likely actually. So, got to be aware of that. We just saw how the pound yesterday moved from 132 to 131 just based on one poll. So probably, or at least, big part of that. So that's a big thing, of course. Euro and Swiss interest rates are important as well. Although I would argue that the elections in the UK are probably the biggest event. Anyhow, we're going to take a look at all these charts. First of all, though, I need to discuss this risk disclaimer. It is explaining the fact that trading for exchange and global financial markets is considered higher risk, and it may not be suitable for everyone. Please seek the advice of an independent financial advisor for more information on that. And this webinar is for informational and educational purposes only. All right, so one more thing. If you are looking at the live webinar, you already know this, but here's how you can join live. If you're looking at the recording, just look at these two links to join the trading webinars and the educational webinars. And for everyone out there, please subscribe to the FXDD YouTube channel to get all of the videos from Nennet and myself, analysis, trading, education, all of it. FXDD YouTube channel. All right, now I can stop sharing this and I can start sharing the charts, of course. Sorry for that. There was a problem with the screen sharing that apparently didn't work properly. Now it seems to be working finally. So sorry for the delay there. Not sure what happened, but we're back. I hope you can hear me. I hope you can see the charts now. So I was talking, not sure what you heard me say, but I was talking about this hourly chart that this could be a bouncing spot for one more higher high towards 111.25. Although probably what happened after the news event, after FOMC, or during or after, not before. And I think that price typically will go sideways in a consolidation before that. Looking at high daily chart, I do expect price to eventually, if it does move up, to hit resistance here at 111.25, 111.50, 111.75, and then maybe make a down move again towards the 78.6 fib, which I think would be a bouncing spot again up. So key levels really, in my view, let me add a rectangle here, is this zone, resistance, not support. So let me make that a red actually to make it more logical. So that's resistance zone right in here. So price might move up, but that's a key zone, and the 78 is a key support. If it breaks above resistance, then there could be an immediate uptrend continuation towards 272 target, minus 272 target at 112.50, or even minus 61.8 target at 113.60. If it does bounce the resistance zone, it could go as deep as the 78 or 88.6 fib, which in turn are likely to be a bouncing spot for a reversal back up. Unless price breaks below the bottom at 108.78, a break below that would invalidate, the upside. So if it breaks through 110.50, then of course there might be an immediate downside and not the upside. So something like this, basically. That's what I'm looking at this moment. That's how I see the playing field. And let me add one more box then for this particular zone, but that should be blue, of course, then in that case. There we go. So that's how I see the chart. The trades that I would like to pick could be upside, small upside, a bounce in this zone, and a bounce in the blue zone. Those are, I think, the best potential trades at this moment. That's the euro dollar. Of course, tomorrow's first press conference of the new ECB's president and the interest rate will impact the euro dollar, obviously. So we don't know, of course, how that will play out. But just based on technicals, this is what I'm expecting. Let's see if the news events confirm this particular expected price movement. Pound dollar moved up, finished A here, correction A. Hang on, like this, you'll see it a little bit better on the hourly chart. Finished A, B, C, and then up for wave 5, strong down with the pole indicating that the conservatives do not have such a comfortable lead, and price fell more than 100 pips. Now bouncing back up again, but I don't think pound dollar is a great currency at this moment. I think that the news event could be volatile. What I would find interesting is trading it to the upside if for instance, there's a semi-decent result or better for the conservatives. If there's a kind of a triangle here, and then a break to the upside, that would be interesting. Even if there's a triangle and a weak result for the conservatives, but price breaks the triangle to the downside, then I'm not a reversal trader, but in that case, it could make sense that the news pushes this lower back down to, for instance, let's put a fib from here to here, to 130.75, 130.38, 130. Those could be the targets for downside with a weak result for the conservatives and a stronger result for the opposition, like, for instance, the Labour Party. So, that I think for the moment, price is more likely to stay in a triangle. I would expect a bounce at the 78.6 fib. In fact, if price gets up there, I think it could be worth even trading it to the downside. Although, of course, there's always that risk involved with trading before such a big event. But that could just create this level itself, I think, could create a small bounce, 20, 30, maybe more, maybe 50 pip bounce even back down to test the support again. That's how I see it. I see it as a range environment. It is in trend, don't get me wrong. 4-hour chart is very much in a trend, but I don't expect that trend to continue at this moment, at least, unless the news event tomorrow aligns itself with that trend, if you see what I mean. So that is still waiting. At this moment in time, and including tomorrow's trading day, it is more of a range environment. I don't expect that the poll results will be known during the London session. I think that typically, I haven't checked yet, but these polls are open to the early evening, London time, obviously, UK time. So somewhere in UK evening, we should see these numbers, and then price will respond to that. Now, we saw with the Brexit, of course, poll referendum, there was a huge reaction. Of course, well, that was a major upset. I don't think that is on the same level, but it's quite close to it. And the news events, the results should be known tomorrow evening UK time, and probably not before that, as far as what logic would say. So I haven't checked that though. But so that's what I'm expecting on the pound dollar here. Resistance at around 137, 131.75, but maybe more importantly 132 in fact. And price might correct lower or go sideways, up down like that. Now on pound strength, if there is pound strength, if tomorrow is a reason to see pound strength based on the fundamentals, let's say the elections tomorrow, then I must say that I like pound Australian dollar a lot. I traded this small position myself on a 5-minute chart as momentum was pushing up here for a small little trade here as a continuation. It basically is in a very strong trend, and let me show you. There are some fibs here that are old. Let me take it away. There we go. And yes, we're having a very good series of higher highs, higher lows, and I think that a continuation higher is still likely for the moment. Very good price action moving away from the 20 EMA on this weekly chart. Good channel to the upside, good space. So I still expect support to kick in at some point. I'm not sure at what level that would be. I'm trying to figure that out right now, but I think that I think I'll put a fib from here probably to here for the moment. And as long as it stays above 191.75, could still be this, could easily be a wave 4, I think, in my view. So right here could be a bouncing spot in this zone. And price should typically not break through this bottom at 191.50. And here too, pound dollar could make a triangle, but if it does break north, it could go up to 185. So that's a pretty good space. And the risk, not much below 191.50. So that's interesting dynamic there, I think, in the pound odd, if there's pound strength tomorrow evening. Pound cat too, actually. If I have to choose some pound pairs that I think that are interesting, I'm not sure if I have pound cat open. Yes, I do here. Then these are one of the top of my list, pound cat, because it's even stronger trend maybe than the other pound pairs. Really moving. Well, let's take a look here in the last weeks. Let's see. This is mid-November. 700 pips or so. So very, very nice, good trend here. All right, 4-hour chart. Good momentum, continuation, good channel, really everything aligned. And again, testing the 20-way. I think this could easily be a wave 4 as well. And I think the next target could be, because price has bounced at 175 plus minus. So if it breaks through 175, the next quarter level is really at 177.50. That's also a very huge space, just like with the pound odd. So I like the pound strength. At the moment, I'm not a big fan of the CAD, but pound CAD, pound odd look nice for upside. But a lot of that does depend on the pound news. Let's take a look at pound yen. Is, to me, a bit less interesting. It could be the same, but what I don't like about it is the dollar yen. The dollar yen could move with, of course, with the FOMC. It is in a triangle, and that triangle looks bearish to me because there was bearish price action before that, and there's a consolidation. So typically that should break south and head towards 108, 107.50. So from that point of view, I don't like pound yen too much, because if this breaks to the downside, pound yen will follow. Not a big fan of that pound yen. I think that if there is a reaction during FOMC tonight, it could drag pound yen lower if dollar yen breaks to the downside, and pound yen might make a retracement here. So I more in favor of pound cat, pound odd, pound dollar for upside. Euro dollar 50-50, and dollar yen to me looks bearish unless it really breaks above 109 at this pivot point. Then obviously there could be a move up towards the previous left shoulder here around 109.50, and maybe test the previous top at 109.70. So a breakout to the upside is possible too, of course, but I'm favoring downside personally. All right, euro yen. Not a big fan of the euro yen. No, does not look that good. Consolidation break, ABC up, ABC down. Very choppy. It would really need to break above 121, 120.75, or 120 before I think there could be some more clarity about the next push up or down. At this point, it doesn't look that good. Waiting for the breakout, at least, and a good breakout. Euro pound trend continues lower. I'm a little bit surprised about the strength of the euro pound fall. I did think that if, around this spot, a falling wedge was maybe taking place, but nope, just straightforward downside. I'm not a big fan of trading this pair, but looks bearish, probably will continue lower. So that means that if there is dollar strength, probably your dollar downside is better to trade than pound dollar downside. If there's dollar weakness, pound odd upside is probably better than euro dollar upside when looking at this euro pound. Dollar Swiss C looks bearish, just like the euro Swiss C. And I think that if price gets up into the 20 EMA at 98 to 75, that could be a bouncing spot for continuation lower down to the R2 at 97, I think 70-ish here, 75. All right. Australian dollar, a lot of punch up at this moment. And this starting to show more bullishness, certainly so. And the break of this trend line, I think, could be interpreted as perhaps very bullish, in fact, because this is a swing up, a higher high. This is a higher low with corrective price action. It looks like an ABC down and then momentum up again. So more and more facts, more and more evidence for upside. And I think that if price shoots up, makes a pullback, that's likely to be a bouncing spot around 68.25 for continuation higher towards the previous tops in here. Okay. Other than that, Euro New Zealand is looking bearish at this moment. Strong trend, of course. Let's get rid of all this. Strong trend, flag, two flags, one here, break, and then another flag and continuation. This was a strong break here. And finally, the follow through. Took quite some time here, but did move lower eventually. And this could still be just a pullback for more downside. But what I would like to probably see is on the hourly chart, I would need to see prior price make a retrace and bounce and continuation. All right. So that there's a clear push below this trend line. Otherwise, if price moves up very impulsively, then that might not be a very good breakout here. So I'd rather wait for a reaction, a mild reaction, mild correction, and then continuation lower. All right, pound New Zealand doesn't look that good at this moment. No, but on a daily, not on a 4 hour, on a daily, it still looks very much like a bull flag. But I would like to see a clear daily candle pushing through this resistance trend line for a breakout to the upside. Because if that happens, it does look good. Let's face it, this looks like momentum, correction momentum, flag. So a break to the upside would certainly look interesting in my view for more upside. And in that case, I think a conservative fib could be from here to here. Target could all the way be at the 272 target at 211.50. So good space on pound New Zealand, but only on the daily chart. Other than that, CAD yen choppy, pound CAD looking interesting. What else? Yes, Dow Jones. Yes, Dow Jones indeed. Well, Dow Jones Index is looking like a triangle to me. We had a break above the previous tops, and that made a pullback and bounced at those tops. But the momentum down was quite strong. So I'm leaning towards this being A, B. I think that this is a bouncing spot for C. It can go back to 27,500, 27.5, then bounce up again, then down, make it A, B, C, D, E, A, B, C, D, E, and then finish the triangle and continue higher. That's what I'm expecting. Now, more of a bouncing spot in my view for a wave C within the triangle. Bitcoin was not as bullish as I expected because I thought that this could be a wave up, correction and upside. It didn't happen. It broke for a lower low instead. And no follow through. So yeah, made a low at 6.5. Consolidation here, breaking to the downside. And price going quite deep, deeper than I expected, to be honest. And I would like to see a break to the upside soon within this month, but I'm really not so sure if it's going to happen. this month. Time is not on its side at this moment. That said, this was a good momentum, and I think that the uptrend will continue eventually. I just 2, 4, 5 would like to see a continuation either this or next month, to be honest, because now at this moment we had a break and a pullback, and I'd like to see a continuation, but not. Shouldn't take too long. It should be now or next month in my view. So let's see if we get that. So far, a series of lower highs and lower lows as well, by the way, on the monthly chart here. There was a bullish candle last week at the 144 EMA. Yeah, price is really going to have to show some good momentum up. For the moment, this is looking quite corrective. Price will need to really break above 8,400 probably for more likely acceleration or momentum. It could easily make another lower low, in fact, as well, based on this, looking at this chart at least. All right, let's put a fib from here to here. Minus 61.8 target is 6,100. That could be a bouncing spot. Putting a fib from here to here, about 5.5, 6,000. It could be a strong bouncing spot. Ethereum also slow, just like Ripple as well. No trends there at the moment, only downtrend if anything. Gold also looking bearish, bouncing slightly though at this moment. It's really caught and squeezed between the 21 and 44, 21 EMA and 144. That's a little bit difficult to predict at that point. Ultimately, the whole analysis or outlook is bullish, don't get me wrong, because this is a bull flag pattern and it should break to the upside. It's just a question of whether that will happen soon. And the answer is, if it breaks the support trend line here, then not. It should go for a new lower low in this flag. And then maybe the next lower low would be the bouncing spot for upside and go back to 1475. Or if it shows momentum above 1500, then that could indicate the end of this correction and upside. So, either a break of the flag for upside looks good, or a break of the support for one more lower low and then a bounce on gold, in my view. New Zealand looks oversold to me. I think that was a great downtrend. Don't get me wrong. Price really respected the 20 EMA lot. Was really great fall, great decline, great trend. I think it looks oversold at this moment. And I think that it's likely to be a bouncing spot here and retracement spot. So I think that price making at least a move up to the 144 EMA at 105.50, very likely. I expect price to make some correction lower and then bounce to get to the 144 EMA. And it's hitting big fib targets, big fib levels here. Divergence, overextended, a correction higher, I think, is likely on New Zealand. And otherwise, I guess that's it. Euro Swiss franc, I didn't see yet fly by, so let me open that. That looked bearish too to me. There we go. And I'll tell you, either on a 4-hour chart, if it makes a retracement and bounce at the 21 EMA for downside towards probably eventually the R3, I think is the main target, to be honest. 107.50. Or a daily candle that can probably push into 108 or preferably close below 108.60 today or tomorrow, for instance. that could be a good breakout candle for downside. I wouldn't expect same target, and I wouldn't expect price to break above 109.75. So that's Euro Swiss franc. I think looking bearish. So we got basically Euro Swiss franc looking bearish, Euro New Zealand looking bearish, pound CAD, pound odd looking bullish to me. I expect triangle on Dow Jones for more upside for the moment. Gold looking bearish to me, but breakout still waiting. Australian dollar looking bullish to me. Pound dollar looking bullish to me. Euro dollar looking like a question mark. Dollar yen looking bearish to me. So that's about it. I think that's a quick summary here. As far as I can remember. Let's see. A lot of things still depending, obviously, about these news events. So we'll have to see. Next week, we'll be back, though, with this live webinars here with FXDD. We'll do more updates in the meantime. Tomorrow, there's another live webinar. I think it's an educational webinar. And then I believe 2. We'll take a look at the links for the exact schedule, obviously. But as you know, a lot of updates on a daily basis with FXDD YouTube channel from Nennet and myself. So don't forget to subscribe. Wish you all great trading. Above all, wish you lovely days ahead, and see you very soon. Cheers. Bye-bye.